Man, oh man, guys, I don't know what, let me quickly center this. I don't know what is going on, but I'm about to get a shrink or something because my trading conviction, my execution on my trading has just been horrendous. Probably the worst of the challenge consistently. I don't know what kind of weird rut I'm in, but I'm calling out the moves left and right, and then somehow I managed to lose money on them a little bit. Which is getting me a little bit crazy. Actually, in this video, in this recap video, I'm going to show you TradeJournal, and you can just see I don't have any big losses because I'm cutting my losses quickly, but I don't have any big winners because I'm cutting my winners sometimes as losses, and if it is a winner, I'm just not letting it run that much. And I'm not really sure where this is kind of innerness, this inner dilemma is coming from, but it's definitely real. And I don't know. I hope I kind of just grow out of it, but I'm going to be reflecting a lot more on some of my past trades. I've been looking through March a lot more. I was talking about that on the live stream, talking about what was working for me well in March, and I was really dip buying. The reason I'm talking about March is because it was my best month. So a lot more to think about. And when we go onto the recap, onto the charts, I'm going to show you guys some of the moves where I made some mistakes on. All in all, I mean, it could have been a big green day. I had 2 trades, so 3 trades total, 2 of which I was right on. So if I held a little bit longer, I would have made a really, really nice chunk of change. And then one move that was red, so one move that I actually I was wrong on. The thesis was wrong. So a clear 66 win to loss ratio in terms of, guessing right and wrong, I guess you can say, but then a 100% loss ratio in the way I executed the trade. So today I want to talk a little bit more about the entries, the exits, what I should have done, what I should have waited for, clear entry signs, and then, at the end of the day, getting aggressive when you see that good setup really has probably been the one thing I've said the most on this channel and on this challenge that I can look back on and being like, that is something I say all the time and I really need to act more on it. So if I see a great setup, I got to get aggressive, especially if it's the first 15 minutes. Boom. If it doesn't work out, whatever. But as long as I don't miss it, because by the end of the morning, then a lot of the breakouts are a little bit weaker. I get chopped out. Things get a little bit crazy. It's a little bit later already over here, and I've been, working since the early morning, so I'm already kind of like at the end of my day. Just trading in the later end of the day doesn't work that well for me. So getting aggressive in the morning, even if it doesn't work out, whatever. I'll cut my losses, but just if I see that move, jump right on it. So when we go to the charts today, I'll talk about where I thought, I should be going long right now, but I didn't, and how that would have, paid off. Whew. All right, guys, like always, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, remember we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to first review the watch list and then trade the market open. So if you're not subscribed yet, definitely consider subscribing. The community is growing. It's really good fun, and I would love to see you in an upcoming live stream. Off to the charts we go. All right, guys. So, oh man, where do I start on today's recap? Because today I just did not get any good trades, and there was many good opportunities, and we called many of them out almost perfectly. But then I just don't know where my conviction is behind my trading lately. The last few weeks has just been not too great. I mean, we're growing the accounts. We're just, like I said, in, I think a recap from yesterday or Monday, one step forward or 1.1 step forward and then 1 step back. It's been kind of this aggressive, very slow, growth. And here you can see NNDM. Let me scroll out a little bit because NNDM, I think a lot of you guys were trading, and look, this is classic me, getting chopped out here on some of the pullbacks and then missing a big move to the upside. Although obviously this is not our trading style, because this is just very rare that something runs up this much. I'm looking for 5, 10, 15% gainers and locking in those profits consistently. That's what we're doing in March beautifully. So anyway, NNDM. Running up, had really, really good catalysts from the day before. And the big reason, though, I don't like holding overnight is obviously because direct public offerings. That's what happened to NNDM. Had a direct public offering around 8:30 in the morning or 8:45. Totally fell off a cliff. This offering was actually at $2. So I'm surprised that it didn't pull back all the way. You can see here, they sold almost 18 million shares at $2 ADS. So let's just go back to the charts here. bought Surf. Okay, so this is actually an IRA account that I had a low limit on order on Surf. We could probably talk about that one as well at one point, but let me go here, talk about NNDM before I get too distracted. So this one pulls back, and DPOs, I am a little bit careful with them because sometimes you don't know if it's going to keep on selling off. I've seen some stocks after a direct public offering where it goes down 60, 70, I think 74% was the biggest one I've seen. So here we go. We're down about 50% on this one. I didn't think it was going to sell off that much more, but I thought there was a chance that we might hit 2, maybe go into the 190s. So I didn't want to really risk buying this bounce. And if anyone's wondering, a direct public offering is basically a lot of times companies need to raise capital, right? So they'll start pumping their stock up. They'll do a reverse split, send some good news out so the stock spikes even higher, bringing in more attention because the low float allows the stock to run even higher. And then before you know it, the stock is now, NNDM is a perfect example. The stock was down here at about a low of 51 cents, all of a sudden runs up to basically $4, a 10x gain. And that is because of a nice low float and some catalysts coming out. A lot of people are jumping in on it. And then before you know it, they take advantage of that and they dump new shares into the market so they can raise capital, which sounds like it's a good thing for the investor, but oftentimes it's not because they will constantly do that over and over again. And that's how you get these long-term charts that only go in one direction. That's to the downside because company will put out a press release, they dump new shares into the market. They put out a press release, dump new shares into the market. So your shares, your kind of equity in the company is constantly being diluted, and the company is always raising new money, but maybe they're working on some sort of cutting edge technology or new drug. So they hope, at one point it will become basically they need to constantly make enough money or raise enough capital to constantly put money into their inventions or whatever they're doing, or high salaries or maybe something shady. Either way, that's why it's not typically good for an investor, because the company is basically just going to the downside. And that's basically what happened with NNDM, and that's why I was very skeptical about holding this one overnight or something like that. I thought it was a huge move, but I just didn't really want to be part of it. But after a big sell-off like this, especially on a really, really strong stock like NNDM, I was like, okay, well, maybe this will have a little bit of a bounce here. So I waited for a bit of a confirmation. So we had this pullback here to 241, and then we bounced right back up. This was a pretty strong bounce, about 14%. And we pulled back again, and we made a higher low. And I was like, okay, this is looking good. We might break past the 15-minute EMA. And that's when I bought this breakout here. So we had kind of hammer candle, and then the breakout candle, and then I bought at the 163 here on this little 1-minute pullback. And then we had kind of a continuation. I was up 4%, but then eventually there was a lot of sellers there and the price went back down, which was kind of unfortunate because I had fairly strong conviction behind this, but I also did not want to hold something down 10% that has the potential to go down maybe another 30%. So I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. That was my first trade. If I waited a little bit longer, who knows, it could have been better. So how I could have traded NNDM would have been right in this area, I think. This would have been really tough. I think, on the 1-minute chart, this is tough because each one of these breakout candles is very slow. This whole move overall is kind of nice, 19, 20%. I think it just would have been very, very tough. But here towards the market open, we finally have some volume coming in here. We have a healthy pullback, nice move higher, and then we break 3.5. And this is what I was watching pre-market. And I had the shares ready. I had everything, but then I was like, I really don't want to be buying a breakout on a stock that was just, had a direct public offering. So I was like, I couldn't pull the trigger on this one. And this is a little unfortunate because from here, the breakout of 3.5 where I would have bought it ran up 40%. And I probably would have got at least half that move because it got halted into, which means I would have not really been able to sell except until it opened up. And I probably would have sold into the open of the halt. And wrapped in 10, 20%. So that's how I could have traded NNDM a little bit better. So a little bit unfortunate here on my end, but oh well, that just happens sometimes. During the stream, a lot of you guys were wondering, will I trade NNDM again? And I basically said no. I didn't even really want to trade it at the market open. This was kind of just, small position, a little bit of a, trying to capitalize on a potential bounce, which sometimes happens very quickly, but this time it was a bit slower. Really curled nicely though. I got to say, that's quite impressive. Instantly came back to before the direct public offering. So yeah, after that opened up, I was basically saying I don't really want to be trading NNDM. A lot of times after these offerings, the stocks will just consolidate. Nobody will be trading them, and then for the next few days, they'll be trending lower. So I don't know if that's going to happen with NNDM, but I've seen it happen a lot, and I don't feel like, why would I be day trading a stock that's not moving that much anymore? Especially, I mean, look at after 11 o'clock, this thing basically flatlined and is dead. Now it's pulling back off. So I don't know. Will I be trading it? Probably not. And I don't know, just kind of moving on there. What I want to be focusing on every day is what is the top lead gapper? What's the number one most important lead gapper? And today, at first it was Surf, but then it didn't really perform. SFET I was watching didn't really perform as well. And then PHUN was just ripping in all sorts of directions. The problem with PHUN, it was just moving so fast. I was never able to get a position. I was watching it right here out of the gates at $1, and then at $1.10, I almost made that entry. Unfortunately, I didn't, and I missed just a ridiculous move to the upside. So that was kind of insane. At no point did I feel really comfortable getting in on this after the first, I think, halt or the second halt. So I just kind of let this one go. And it was really tough to trade anyway because it was just halted the whole time. There was even like a 15-minute halt. And then just boom, and one candle goes down 50%. So you don't, or two candles. So it's tough to trade these. You just really, really got to watch out. I got to say right here, PHUN, VWAP bounce right here, really, really nice move, 30%, absolutely crazy. Would have loved to trade this one, but instead I trade Surf, which I thought was going to have a nice little bounce off. We had a triple bottom here at the market open. So this Surf was gapping up 70%. It was a 24 million float, and it was a US biotech, and they had a nice big collaboration with Merck. So a lot of good news here. And I was thinking, okay, well, we're kind of holding our highs here. It's getting a little late in the morning. So since this one hasn't really ran yet, and our lead gapper kind of PHUN is not really doing too much, maybe we're going to get a nice move here. And I was like, I didn't want to enter this one prematurely. So I was really, really cautious here with Surf. And I was really, really waiting for maybe 3.5 to crack and show that there's not a lot of sellers anymore. And that's what I did here. It cracked, not a lot of sellers, and we pulled back up. And I was like, okay, this is looking good. I'm going to buy into this one. Unfortunately, we didn't get a continuation, and then I kind of sold on this one. I held this position a little bit longer than I should have, simply because it was my second trade on the day. I only have 3 trades total because I'm using a cash account, and I'm allocating basically 1/6 of my account size per trade. So basically I can do 3 trades on Monday, 3 trades on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I got the trades back from Monday, because there's a 48-hour holding period for your cash accounts. So that's why I was like a little hesitant to get out on this one, and I was even calling it out. I was like, I should get out, I should get out, I should get out. If I had unlimited trades, I would get out right now. It pulls back, and I'm like, and then it bounces up. The reason I didn't get out is because I've been doing this thing where I've been holding my trades to not long enough. And here's another example, SURF. We had a really, really, really nice break here, pulled higher here, 7%. I was waiting for that VWAP breakout. I was not blindly convinced that we would get it, but at the same time, I was pretty sure that we were going to get a nice little break above VWAP. So I'm waiting here. I didn't get on this one. I waited for this one to hold its highs, waited for some volume to get in, and then I punch, I get in at 56, which wasn't too bad. Looking for a move here. But boom, has a pullback here, not too much sell volume, but I was really nervous that this thing, would have some bad news coming out. I should have just been a little bit more calm, because this was such a strong stock in terms of news and catalyst. It just hasn't really been performing that much, but it's been coming from a nice low. So it probably found somewhat of a bottom, and now people are looking at it for the first time again, like me. Whoops, what is that? 1 second. Okay, so where was I? Let me think about this for a second. Just had to let my friend in. So basically, I didn't give this one enough time. Like in the beginning, I could have easily given this one, or given, am I saying that the right English word? Just like this one, I was like, okay, well, I would risk a few, maybe 3-4% to the downside to see if this trade would reverse and have a, eventually turn green. So why couldn't I have done that a little bit more here? I don't know. It's a little bit annoying to say. or just kind of analyze in hindsight. A lot of these moves today, you know, we had more technically our theses on the trades. We had in that aspect, we had more green trades than red trades. But my follow through landed me basically red on the day a little bit, just because I traded the setups not that great. I kind of got shaken out at bad times. So that's a little bit annoying, I gotta admit. So, you know, boom, here again, you know, this could have been, I don't know if I would have held all 7%, but I definitely would have waited for the break here and maybe took profits at 3.7, 3.69. So, you know, at the least, it would have been a nice, you know, 10 cents a share. At best, I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I would have sold at 73. It's really tough to say what I would have done, but yeah, and that's kind of been a general theme of some of my trading for a little bit. So I got to say it's a little annoying. What I will be doing though is just kind of going through my. I've been watching a lot of my recaps a little bit more. I've been going through some of my trades from March. So just kind of thinking, you know, what was I doing right? And I want to show you guys this for a second here, because I had some questions come in, you know, how do I post a trade on TradeJournal? How do I review my trades on TradeJournal? I actually have a, all I do is very quickly, I just, you know, say add trade here, and then I document it, obviously long, you know, you pick the symbol, Oop, actually something is not loading here, right? This should be populating. Okay, there we go. Computer is a little slow right now. Then, you know, if it's a new stock or whatnot, I could type in the symbol. So today, let's say we were trading surf, and that is not created yet. I can go create that ticker. I can add my broker, or I just pick one of the brokers that's already there. We were using TD Ameritrade. Oops, sorry. It's a little glitchy because I don't know, my computer is a little slow right now. Patterns, I talk about the patterns and I say, you know, what account is this in, what portfolio is in. I add some notes, and then I obviously add the entries and I add some pictures. Overall, at the end, you can kind of get a compilation of all the trades, and you can see here, you know, I haven't been having any big wins, but I haven't been having any big losses, but at the same time, I haven't been having any big wins really, besides BLIN, which even that wasn't too great. Overall, you know, I've been growing the account this month, but it's just been very slow. So like my conviction is very light, and I like recapping, reviewing the trades. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And that's what TradeJournal is all about. Right now, the stats page does work, but it has a few glitches. I mean, we're still in beta mode, right? So I just wanted to get kind of the most viable product out, and basically, we're going to come up with an update. We're releasing an update this week, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to make the site a little bit faster, making the stats page a little bit better, and then I'm going to start reviewing some of my stats as we go along with this challenge, and I think that's going to help me a lot to kind of improve my trading, because having a trade journal has always been a big part of improving my trading. And the best part about TradeJournal that I think for you guys is the fact that it's free. So maybe it doesn't have all the bells and whistles right now. I do think we can make this one of the best trading journals out there. But right now it's fairly new. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles as the other platforms. But you know, it's free, so that makes up for that. So and then yeah, what else was I going to say? Just adding trades. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. A lot more is going to come together. You can add portfolios and whatnot. There's going to be a community here as well, and then in the future you guys are going to be able to follow me specifically on TradeJournal alone, so you guys can see all my trades. You can hide your trades, or you can make them public, and this portfolio is a public portfolio, so you guys can all see my trades here. So I just kind of want to point that out a little bit as well, because I had a few questions coming in regarding TradeJournal. So, all right, guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. A little bit slow day for me, but hot days in the market, and I can't wait till I get out of my little sluggish streak, and then we start slaying some of these beasts, because they are everywhere. Yeah, guys, that's all for me. I'll see you guys first thing Thursday, right? Am I thinking this? Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Wow, week is flying by. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Don't forget to hit that like button, and till tomorrow, guys. Ciao, ciao.